Midas, the Golden King himself, the leader of his faction Shadow, the genius of his faction, is finally coming back to Fortnite. And I know all of you are basically excited for Midas' sudden return. I mean, who wouldn't? The guy's a genius when it comes to having a strategy. And he was the brains behind his faction. But now there's an actual question. Are there actually evidence about this man's return? Well, there actually is evidence about his return. And the first evidence is that we're going to go through is that if you look at the SS Marigold, you can find the Shadow Faction logo on the computer monitors and the TV monitors as well. If you look around the place, that is. The second evidence about Midas' sudden return is the shadow briefings. If you look at the plunder, vehicle, supply drop, and bounty shadow briefings, you can find the shadow faction logo on it if you use your crosshair. And the final and last evidence about this was about his former associates. Meowscles, Brutus, and Tina have come back to actually trying to find their leader Midas. Even though that Brutus is the current leader of the faction now, he definitely wants to find his former boss Midas, which means he really misses him. I mean, who wouldn't? We all miss him too. We just don't know what happened to him. Which means they're going to initiate a heist to rescue Midas. And all of this is going to lead to one big question. Where is Midas? So we now know he's somewhere on the island. Well, there's actually an answer for that, but it's not a very good one. It turns out Midas is at the underworld. That's right. If you look at the underworld where Hades resides, you can see souls being captured in glass casings, which means it's their jail cell. But if you look very deep into the underworld, you can find a suspicious looking door that somehow could keep a living person inside. It's hinting that that's where Midas is at. He's trapped in the underworld, being captured by Hades. Which means is that we're going to help the former Shadow faction to rescue the boss Midas. And the question is, how are we going to do that? Well, an upcoming story will come about Midas' return, which means we're definitely going to help them. I mean, we need Midas back. And the big question is, why is Midas in the underworld in the first place? Like, why is he in with Hades? Well, and this is a really big theory, but I gotta have to do something with his brains. As you all remember, Midas is a strategist. He's the genius behind his faction Shadow. And he's also the one who made the Stormbreaker device to counteract the storm back in Chapter 2, Season 2. And if you all also remembered, he has the power to turn anything gold. Weapons, items, vehicles, even himself. The Olympians must have saw that as a threat. And they must have eliminated Midas in his jail cell in the underworld to make sure he never comes out. Which means, apparently, if you all remembered, if you actually team up with players, like team up with other teammates, if they eliminate, you can find a reboot card. Which means Midas would have a reboot card, which has to be gold. I mean, he's the Golden King, to be honest. And with this somewhat golden reboot card, that's where the souls of someone lies. Which means Midas must have been eliminated by the Olympians. Zeus must have gave his reboot card to Hades in order to keep an eye on him. And lock him up in the deepest depths of the underworld where no one can find him. Which means is that the next upcoming story will be involve us finding Midas, go to his jail cell, grab his reboot card, and reboot him. Which means we have to find a reboot station to reboot this Golden King. And when Midas will reboot it, he will have severe anger, vengeance at the Olympians for trapping him in his prison for so long. I mean, this guy really really needs to be the outside world. I mean, imagine he's not showering or eating. That would just be cruel. And yeah, that's all you need to know about Midas Return. And him coming back is a really, really big, unexpected and happiest thing to have, considering, well, this man hasn't been seen for years. And him coming back would be a brand new start for him. Well, as soon as maybe he helps us with the Olympians. With that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment down below what's your favorite things about Fortnite, creativity, buying players, what you guys do. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos from me. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye!